So I have a couple of ideas that I think could work in the indoor arena football world, and I just wanted to put them out there and see if I can get some people to comment on them, and maybe see if it's some things have been tried before that I'm not aware of. The first is relegation. And I don't really understand why this hasn't been tried before. There have been some fairly large leagues before. I think the NIFL at one point had 40 teams or more. And in the Arena Football League has had a second tier before, Arena Football 2. I don't think there were any games played between Tier 1 and Tier 2, and I'm not sure why not. The advantage would be that you could schedule your divisional games and the regular games that you need, but you could also have more teams close by, especially out in the Northwest where the spaces are greater, and I think that leads to the costs being higher and it being more difficult to expand out to the West Coast. So, you know, you could have, even if, for example, the Idaho Horsemen were on a Tier 2 and they wanted to play the San Jose SaberCats in Tier 1, they could still have that game. And then the system could be where if the Tier 2 team won the game, then they would move closer towards Tier 1. And of course, if a Tier 1 team lost to a Tier 2 team, then there would be sort of an extra disincentive for that. And I think also this would be good for the fan, because as a fan, if my team is bad, we all know that it's harder to support a team that's not doing well. But if my team is bad and they're fighting to avoid relegation, I think that adds an incentive to still get out there and still, you know, show your support. And it seems to work for soccer. I mean, I'm not a big soccer fan. I don't really know much about it, but it seems like my friends that talk about soccer, they're still passionate about their local team, as opposed to, you know, I'm from St. Louis, and there are a lot of brand new St. Louis Blues fans. But, you know, I don't know. I think that's something that should be tried by somebody. And the other idea is indulgences. So we all know that some teams spend more than other teams. There's always been rumors about teams paying players under the table and that sort of thing. Well, I think with a system of indulgences, you could say, so for example, if a team that had a lot of money and was more powerful, and let's say they wanted to do some promotion. Well, what I would like to see is the commissioner or the league have the ability to say, okay, you can do that, but it's going to cost this money, and this money is going to go towards national promotion or something like that. And then the other thing that I would like to see with indulgences is to where an individual team, like let's say you have a team that just captures the imagination of people, but they're in a whole different league, or they're in one of the lower tiers. You could say, listen, I want to schedule next year, I want to schedule that team for a home game, and you know, you could price it. You could price it. And so teams that were very good that were doing a really good job of marketing in their home market could make some more money traveling. That's just my idea. It's a thought. I mean, there are teams that I would love to see play. There's a few games that I really would enjoy to see. I'd love to see the Omaha Beef play the old Georgia Force. That would be fun for me. I would love to see, I definitely want to see the Predators play. I almost got to see them when I was home this summer, because I'm also kind of a mascot hunter, and Claw just looks really cool to me. But that's another thing. With indulgences, let's say you want to run a promotion where you had the opposing team send their cheerleaders or send their mascot. That is something that I think could be a paid extra, and the fans could be a part of that. You could say, listen, this is something that I want, and you know, if the team had the money to do it and they could make a deal, then it would be a lot more open. And one of my big complaints about the Arena Football League is how corporate it seems to have become, especially in the waning years of its last incarnation. Please let me know what you think. Put some thoughts. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for your time.